Evan and Ahmed asked me to give you a little town hall update on what's new and exciting at BAI and what the heck have we been doing for the last 2 years. So to warm up your fingers and your smartphones, I'd like to do a little Slido poll. In the last 2 years, in a couple of words, what has changed in your work life? We're going to build a word cloud, and you can do multiple entries. So I'm really interested to see what has changed in your world in the last 2 years with respect to work. So keep it PG-13 related. For me, one of the big things is, this is like the first time in 2 years I've gone to work with shoes on. And can't say that I really like it very much. So everything, working remotely, working from home, flexibility, new leadership role, remote working, more thinking space. Oh yeah, that's really nice. I can't tell you, maybe I shouldn't out myself quite like this, but every once in a while, just between you and me, I have Zoom issues with Australia. Sorry, Evan. No traffic, pants, and I'm not sure if they mean British pants or US pants, but we're not going there. Working independently, less traffic, less energized. Yeah, you know what? I didn't realize how much I missed people and the kind of connection that we have at conferences like this one until yesterday. And I will admit that I had a little cry in the ladies' room at one point in time because I was really excited to see you all. So, welcome back. So just like you, BAI has undergone a few changes in the last 2 years. Now, one of the things that I want you to leave with is an understanding that our mission remains the same, but we've had to accept the fact that the paths that we're on to that mission, by necessity, has needed to change. So many paths, one mission. And our mission is your success through business agility, where you are and how you are right now in your organization, no matter what the future brings. Now, we're up for debate as to whether we're going to keep that tagline or not, because it really has felt like the universe has said, hold my beer. Let's see what else they can take. But anyways, no matter what the future brings, we want you to be adaptable, resilient, and ready for it so that you achieve your purpose. So, what did we do? What have we been up to at BAI? Well, one of the mistakes that Evan made was he hired me in October of 2020. Got this phone call that said, hey, Laura, let's catch up. Now, when Evan says that, you never exactly know what that means. And he said, what you up to? You fancy a new kind of opportunity? We're going to take some time to kind of like operationalize some things at BAI. We're going to get our ducks in a row. And what would you think about working with me and Ahmed? And I thought it sounded great until I arrived. And I realized that the Google Drive best resembles my sock drawer at home, that Evan is an eternal optimist who can't say no, and when you call him up with a great idea, he not only wants to do it, but he wants to do it now. And that Ahmed is kind of like working with Tigger. He bounces in and goes, hey team, let's do this. And then he goes away for 2 weeks. And he comes back and he's like, hey, is it ready yet? So we've had a lot of fun over the last 2 years, storming and norming and storming and norming and cleaning the sock drawer and kind of getting our act together. So our current iteration, likely to change at any moment. Our focus areas, first off, research and standards. We have at any given time 12, if I tie down my Tasmanian devil, research projects going on. We're working on making them more focused, more aligned to what our customers need. We work on advocacy and education. There's no lack of people who want to talk about what is business agility. The problem is Everybody means something different when they talk about business agility. And what's the difference between business agility and enterprise agility? And da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And there's a lot of people who don't want to talk about it at all. So we are working on being a voice out there with a clearly defined message about what it is, why it is, how it is, and what are the benefits. Our third focus area is guidance, mentoring, helping connect people to ideas to meet their goals. And then finally, ecosystem development. Any organization who tells you that their organization is all that you need to be excellent at business agility is kind of pulling your leg, because it takes a village, a city, in order for a company to get great at business agility. And we are part of that ecosystem, you are part of that ecosystem, and together we can change the world of work. But it's that group. So, yay, thank you. So important. So one of the things, you know BAI for the content. So, and this is my favorite sock drawer of all sock drawers. We have case studies, reference guides, research publications, videos. A lot of it is amazing information, and it's the kind of information that you want to be able to put in the hands of your executive to explain the why and the how behind some of the questions that they have. The only problem is finding it. Maybe the problem is it still relevant? So anyways, huge shout out to Christopher Morales, who came onto the team at the end of last year and is leading a content curation process for us to look at. Are the pieces of content relevant? Can you find what you're looking for? And is it fit for use? And we've just finished a pilot on that, going into the full-blown, oh my God, we have over 500 pieces of content to review. If you have a particular area of business agility that you are into, that you geek out on, and you would like to review a couple pieces of content for us so that we pick the yays from the nays, please let us know, because this is going to be one of those places where we need to crowdsource that review. Now, we publish research, some things you know and love, like the annual report. We launched a State of Agile coaching with the Scrum Alliance and IC Agile. And my favorite thing that we published was the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion report with agility, so that intersection. And the news is we have a ton of work as Agilists to design how we work to be more diverse, more inclusive, and more equitable. And you just normally think, oh, we're the people-centric people. Yeah, not so much sometimes. So that's something that's the tip of the iceberg in terms of where we're going. In addition, we have launched the Business Agility Journal, Emergence. We've had, 5 issues plus a special conference edition, which is only available here, super collector's item. I'm sure it will be on eBay in 5 years, so make sure you go home with one. And we've started publishing books. 4 out now, 3 in the works. And Evan's probably vibrating because he wants me to say what they are, but I've got other things to say. So anyways, and as a member, you have access to those books online. So yay. Now, Emergence, I want to go back to that a little bit, because each edition has a theme. The last one was changing how we change. And the diversity of thoughts and ideas in that, the key to the next hard conversation that you're going to have with an executive may be in one of the Emergence editions. And there's nothing like handing your executive a hard copy of something in print, instant credibility to make a point that you need to make. So you can, if I'm going to sell anything, I'm going to sell that today. So anyways, take a look at Emergence. Now, wait a minute. I'm going to go to this, and then I'm going to go backwards. Anyway, we've talked a little bit about the business agility profile. Not nearly enough. And I got some teasing last night about when are we going to publish this. So here's the scoop. This is a brand new program, assessment, piece of research thing that Ahmed, Evan, and I have created in the last 18 months. And it's been a really fun ride because I've gotten to see a different side of Evan and Ahmed. Now, you won't be surprised to learn that they are both geeks to the nth degree. Now, Evan is this like data modeling geeky guy who just give him a pile of data and tell him where's the story in it, and 3 weeks later you'll have a story and it'll be a really great story. And Ahmed, his superpower is the ability to like generate ideas and then organize the ideas and help build a story that doesn't take 6 weeks to tell. So the three of us have built this thing that it's a snapshot. Now, you know as an Agilist that when you walk into an organization, you see behaviors. And there are 3 kinds of behaviors that you see. There are things that the organization is innately good at. Then there are things that they have invested learning and getting good at. And then there's this humongous pool of latent potential, awesome behaviors that they don't even know exists. And as Agilists, we know that the gold is in those latent behaviors, but we need to be able to tell that story and connect people to that. And that's what this assessment does. So it's a snapshot in time of the behaviors and capabilities in an organization that helps the organization make some really important decisions. It helps them say, okay, what are we good at? And what are the priorities for us to get better at next? Because there's 86 behaviors and 13 capabilities. So if any executive says, hey, can you do that agile transformation thingy and I need it done in the next 3 months, this is a really good case for why that doesn't happen. This is also a great case for why this is a journey, because at any given time, the organization is getting better and growing in some ways, things change, and now there's something else to work on. So it helps make the case that business agility isn't a, dare I say it, project that has a beginning, middle, and end. It is a journey, a new way of leading, a new way of managing your business. And I think that's just powerful. And the last thing that's super, super cool, we're still kind of figuring it out, is it helps us to understand at what point do we hit the point where agility in that organization is sustainable. Now, this is like the big $100 million question, right? Is, you want to get an organization to the point where they have a sustainable implementation, a sustainable way of working. And yes, it's going to morph, but the backsliding all the way back to the before times isn't going to happen. And we're still collecting data, still kind of like figuring out exactly where that point is in the model, but it looks like there is one. And that's huge because all the executives out there who want to know, what's the return on investment? Am I spending my money well? What am I getting for this? Sustainability is the thing that they really want, right? Make it stick. So, this profile, where we are is we have built the model. We have run a number of pilots on some very diverse companies and learned some really interesting things. And we're getting ready to publish the model. So 13 capabilities, 86 behaviors, how this all fits together. There's other proprietary part of the assessment that won't be published. But as a recovering consultant, I will tell you that what we will publish, there will be people sitting in this room who go, this is really awesome stuff, and will build businesses to help their organization or their consultancy in a brand new way. It is just cool. It's amazing. It makes the domains look like kindergarten drawing. Sorry, Evan. It's just cool. So as we get to launching, we're going to be doing lots of writing about it, lots of seminars on it, anything to share this information with you, because it's certainly not done, and it will continue to evolve. And I'm pretty sure there's somebody sitting in this room someplace who's going to go, hey, Laura, Ahmed, Evan, why is blank not in this? And then we're all going to go, oh my God, I can't believe that we forgot whatever it is that comes up. So we're going to need you to continue to pressure test this and help us see where does it work and where does it need more development. So one of the last things that I want to share with you is that advocacy and education part of our focus. When we were talking about this earlier this year, what we drew here is our kind of take on what does a learning organization look like? Like, what is the flow? You know, you start out becoming aware of something, curious of it. I didn't even know that was possible. And that moves into being inspired and motivated and wanting to try it. And oh, by the way, the conference here is all about those first two blocks. Awareness of things, inspiration, and motivation for it, yeah? And I think we're doing pretty darn good at it. So thanks to all of the speakers, all of the table conversations that help build that. Then, yay, absolutely. Then you move into ability and motivation. So you know something is possible, you're motivated to try it, but you need more information in order to, like, okay, now really what? And then you move into running experiments, getting feedback, and then saying, okay, we've gotten this far, now what? So how do I expand what we're doing in the organization? And how do I go deeper in terms of mastery? And we have done various versions of mapping what we do to those steps. And one of the glaring, obvious opportunities for us was that ability and education piece. So it's one thing for us to say we have a definition of business agility. It's another thing for us to publish what is that model. But it's another thing to help, like, start to put some of the pieces together so that there's a place where an organization can see how that all fits together. So we're going to be running some experiments in that space, and we look forward to partnering with you, getting feedback on it, and moving on. So, what else? People are the heartbeat of the Institute, and kudos to the meetups and the chapters who have kept the flame going and have expanded. So from Kathmandu to San Francisco, from Panama to Cape Town, we have new groups of people around the world talking about business agility. Now, what's next? A little plug for a couple of events that are coming up in April. If you're wondering what is life after the conference, one of them is you could attend one or all three of our roundtable conversations. So we started this with the idea of having online deep dive conversations similar to what happens in the conference here. IOBEA is hosting one about bottlenecks and flow of information. Project Brilliant is changing how we change. And Lightspeed is talking about governance. And I invite you at a minimum to go to that URL and check out the descriptions of these three events because they are juicy, wonderful conversations. And they will be conversations, not sales pitches. Also, what's next? Executive forums. We haven't done one of these in 2 years, a little bit more. So these are invitation-only, 2-day events for executive, like C-level, C-suite level types of folks. Peer-to-peer learning, peer-to-peer conversation with only 15 to 20 senior executives where they are talking and sharing what are their challenges in terms of business agility and learning from each other in a facilitated event. We're starting with one in Australia or Asia Pacific late July, and then we'll be doing one in North America mid-September. And if you're interested in having your executives participate in that, you know what Evan looks like. So, in the spirit of customer centricity, and it's 0, which is good, People are truly the heartbeat of the Business Agility Institute, and we are striving to be even more customer-centric. So whether individual membership, corporate membership, or consultancy membership, this is how we're going to change the world of work. Because at the end of the day, the goal is not business agility. The goal is business agility helping you and you and you and you and you to achieve your company's purpose. So thank you.